Picture yourself on the beach. You've had a fantastic day reading, drinking pina coladas, and chatting with your friends. As the sun begins to set, you decide to walk along the shore. Then you notice something remarkable. The sun's golden rays are reflecting off the water, pointing directly towards you. You turn to your friend and say, "Man, I must be special. Look, the sun's golden rays are reflecting right towards me." Your friend laughs and responds, "No, silly. The sun's golden rays are pointing directly towards me." Clearly, you're both right. The Sunset Conjecture is a scientific theory that helps explain this phenomenon. It's twofold. First, everyone lives at the center of their own observable universe, a giant sphere centered on them where everything you see is in the past. Second, at the heart of this observable universe lives your idea space, the hidden realm of your thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions that we discussed in the last video. Think about it. The sunset you're watching isn't happening now, it's already happened. Light travels at approximately 186,000 miles per second. So by the time the light from the sun reaches your eyes, you're seeing it as it was about 8 minutes ago. This delay means everything you perceive in the external world is a reflection of the past. And overall, the Sunset Conjecture helps explain how everyone's perspective of the universe is inherently unique and inherently their own. Let's break down each part of the conjecture, starting with the first part. The concept that everything you see is in the past applies to everything you perceive, not just the sun. Whether you're looking at stars, trees, cells, molecules, or even your phone screen, what you're seeing is already history, events that have already passed. Every image, sound, and sensation takes time to travel to your senses. And in that tiny gap, you're always witnessing the world as it was, not as it is. For example, the light from the black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy took around 26,000 years to reach us. So we're seeing it as it was 26,000 years ago, not what it looks like now. The James Webb Telescope takes this even further. It allows us to see some of the earliest galaxies formed about 400 million years after the Big Bang, which in itself occurred 13.8 billion years ago. In essence, the farther back in space we look, the farther back in time we're actually looking. The James Webb Telescope allows us to see the universe as it existed billions of years ago. We are quite literally looking into the past. So this begs the question, what is the edge of your observable universe if everything you see is in the past? Well, if everything you see is in the past, then the farthest that we can see must be the beginning of time itself, or the hypothetical Big Bang. In fact, the Big Bang isn't just a past event. It's still happening in your observable universe and marks the limit as to how far back we can actually look. So this is what physicists are trying to study, the Big Bang, when they're exploring the cosmic microwave background, which is the faint afterglow of the universe's birth. And just like a sunset, everything from your phone to the edge of your observable universe, the Big Bang, sets on you uniquely. Again, everyone lives at the center of their own observable universe, which is the first part of the conjecture. The second part of the Sunset Conjecture posits that at the heart of your observable universe lives your idea space, which we uncovered in the last video. It's where all your experiences converge. The universe you know, the one you interact with daily, is filtered through your mind. Every thought, emotion, sensation, and perception is processed within your idea space. But this raises another intriguing question. What is the present if everything we see is in the past? Well, from this perspective, your present is your idea space. Ultimately, everything you experience is a derivative of your thoughts, emotions, sensations, or perceptions. We Homo sapiens then create stories and narratives from these mental formations to make sense of this crazy thing we call our world. As the old Zen saying goes, it is easy to see in phenomena. If you try to figure it out in your mind, you will lose contact with it. So, these mental formations don't just process the world, they are your world. That's why learning to observe them objectively, devoid of I, is so essential, and why learning about the science of the first person is so important. It allows you to view the world yathabhutam, or just as it is. But what does it even mean to be devoid of I? To make sense of this, let's consider the zooming in and out experiment. Imagine you're standing 10 meters away from someone and you ask, "What am I?" They'd likely answer, "Well, you're a person." But what if that same person was now looking at you through a microscope? Again, you might ask, "What am I?" This time, they'd say, "Well, you're a mixture of cells." Zoom in further, and then they'd say, well, now you're made of molecules. And at the atomic level, you'd be made up of quarks, leptons, and other particles. As close as they can get, they see nothing. They cannot see who you are at zero measure, and they cannot see inside your idea space, all your thoughts and emotions. Similarly, someone could zoom out and say, what am I? So you would change from a person, then evolve to a city, eventually a country, and then a planet, and then, you know what, even your own galaxy. So what are you? Are you a collection of molecules, a person, a city, or something larger like a universe? Simply put, where do you begin and where do you end? The truth is, you are a fractal, a dynamic, ever-changing amalgamation of all of your layers. As physicist Richard Feynman once said about defining a single object, to define a chair precisely, to say exactly which atoms are chair and which atoms are air, or which atoms are paint that belong to the chair is impossible. There are not any single left alone objects in the world and universe. Every object is a mixture of a lot of things, so we can only deal with it only as a series of approximations and idealizations. Essentially, everything is a mixture of many things, and yourself, your name, personality, and identity is no different. It is an idealization, a convenient approximation that others, and sometimes even yourself, use to approximate who you are and to approximate your idea space. As the old saying goes, in the seeing, there is only the seen. In the hearing, there is only the heard. In the sensing, there is only the sensed. In the thinking, there is only the thought. Or, as the wise sage Joseph Goldstein concisely puts it, the I in mind is extra. Your non-self is the sum of all of these fractal layers, spanning from your idea space at zero measure to your molecules to the outer reaches of your observable universe, or the Big Bang. This idea of self is an illusion, a temporary label masking your true, evolving nature. So, what does this mean for you? Well, as Alan Watts said, the true self is non-self. Your non-self is not a fixed identity. It includes all your fractal layers from your idea space to the smallest molecules, all the way to the outer edges of your observable universe, the Big Bang. Overall, you're an ever-changing, dynamic part of the cosmic process. And as the universe continues to evolve, so do you. With every moment, your non-self is continuously reborn, just as your observable universe is still unfolding through the Big Bang. You are a constant work in progress, always growing, changing, and expanding, just like the universe itself. The Sunset Conjecture reveals a profound truth. Everything you see is a glimpse into the past, and at the center of that experience lies your idea space. The conjecture explains how two people can watch the same sunset yet perceive it completely differently, highlighting that everyone has their own perspective of the universe. Your reality isn't fixed. It's an ongoing process continuously shaped by your thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions, or your idea space. Your sense of self isn't really limited to just your body, name, or identity. It stretches across every fractal layer of your observable universe, from your idea space to the smallest molecule, all the way out to the edge of the cosmos, the Big Bang, which, one more time, is still happening at the edge of your observable universe. So, next time you watch the sunset or gaze at the stars, remember, the universe you perceive is yours and still being created. So why can't you reinvent yourself too? If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and in the next video we'll dive a little bit deeper into the properties of your idea space in zero measure uncountability before talking a little bit more about what the observable universe actually is. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Deuces.